Welcome back, everybody, to yet another episode of Three Bros and a Mic.
Yes.
We are back again, man. You know we got Zay,
Hey, what up, dog?
J Mac, Mark, man. JB's
Hey,
back,
baby,
man.
JB, you came back and rock
Back
once
in the
again on
building,
that,
man.
man.
Back in the building.
Yeah.
Right.
And still live from Chocolate City.
Hey, man.
Woo. Big Mike.
Mike, hey, man, we need you back on location, bro. You on vacation, man. Come on back, man. Come on back to the studio.
Fellas, man, I'm enjoying some good time out here, man. But I'm happy to be back, man. Let's get it. Let's get it popping.
All right, man. So our topic today, man, is a tough one, a good one.
Hey.
It's gonna be full of conversation, I believe, man. There's levels to this.
Right.
And we're speaking about the levels of forgiveness. Are there levels to forgiveness? And I guess another question to follow up is, should there be levels?
No doubt.
So I guess if you said yes, there are levels to this in terms of forgiveness, then why?
Right.
What's
forgivable, what's not.
Right.
So should there be? I would say yes, there should be. No, I'm saying no, there should not be levels because I think we're all deserving of full forgiveness. I don't
Things
want
unconditional.
Right.
I don't want no level 1 forgiveness, and I did a level 4 thing. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I think all of us got to kind of, what we say, for better or worse, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Sick or
man,
whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you say that, man, it's just not, you know, just to be echoing somebody's words. This is just like how you got to, this your mantra.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all have done stuff level 1 to level 4.
There's different levels of violations, huh?
That we, ask for forgiveness.
Right.
Maybe not to that person, but maybe to the person that we believe in and serve. Because we're all human. That doesn't make it an excuse.
Right.
But we're all human. We all fall short. And the moment you can realize that and not make that an excuse, I think is the beginning of wisdom. The beginning
You
of
hit the nail on the
understanding.
head right there, Jay, man.
You know what
Making
I'm saying?
excuses,
It's
man.
just the beginning,
Right, yeah.
I'm just feeding off of Mike. Mike.
You got the energy. You feel that energy coming all the way from DC. You
Top
know,
that knowledge all the way from Chocolate City.
right, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I wanted to drop this stat to you, man, about the complexity of forgiveness in America. It said that 67% of America agrees that the United States is a forgiving group of people, but 58% still believe that there are instances in life where people should never be forgiven. All right. And they broke that down. 41% believe that if you murder someone, that is unforgivable. You want me to go through all of them, or we just want to stop there and speak on it?
I mean, I think we can figure out, you know what I'm saying, our own
yeah.
series of
Okay.
scenarios and situations, but
Okay.
based on that one right there, you know, that's a tough one to even lead off, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's the
Imagine
highest
your
one.
family member being on the receiving end of something like that, and you figure out you got to forgive the person that, you know, performed that act on your loved one.
Yeah.
That's tough right there, man, J man.
I mean, I'm thinking, take it. You're right. I'm not saying no to that. Think about it this way. Another route, JB. Car accidents
Right,
happen every day. Sometimes they literally label it a murder.
right.
Right.
Vehicular homicide.
Yeah.
But thank you for the word. That's it. They call it that, and let's say a good friend of yours, frat brother, anything like that. You hear about it. Can you, on this side of it, be forgiving to the person that took the life of your friend or your loved one?
It's tough. It's
You know what
tough,
I mean?
and it's definitely even more tough speaking about it in a situation that hasn't happened
Right.
to you specifically. Just thinking of it, like I said, and I definitely try to live in a way where I'm forgiving of every situation.
Yeah.
Just because that's how I was raised, and that's kind of what I read up on. But like I said, it's really tough not being, not having had it happen to me.
Right.
And
Right.
so, like I said, I can sit here right now and say, yes, like I will completely, try to forgive that person and really truly believe that. But honestly, just sitting here right now and kind of, I can't really say it because, I'm not in that situation. But
So JB, his name escapes me. Maybe you or Mark or Mike, Jay, Jamaica can help me. But the guy that, you know what I'm saying, had everything, from, you know what I'm saying, that went to Alabama, was in the league, and then did the vehicular homicide, and, you know what I'm saying, how his family, the other person's family that were affected by his actions and speeding on the highway, how would you feel about, you know what I'm saying?
Ross.
Was it Ross? I think
Last
it's not his
name was
name,
Ross.
but his not
Ruggs.
name was, huh?
Ruggs.
Ruggs. Yeah,
There you go.
Henry Ruggs.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Ours,
How would you
I'm
feel
ours
if
in
you
there.
was that person's family that were, you know,
Yeah.
affected by his actions of speeding on the highway? Will you be able to forgive him? And he asks you for his forgiveness.
And I think the hardest thing about that too is that, like, yes, he's been incarcerated or whatever, but I just read the other day he's a year or so away from possibly being back out.
Right, yeah.
So now that family is going to have to, that name is going to be stuck
See
with
it.
them forever.
Right,
They're
yeah.
going to be seeing him. He's going to probably be back in at least 25, 26.
Right.
Probably be back in the league, living his life playing.
Right, yeah.
And their daughter, sister,
gone forever, right,
niece
yeah.
is gone forever. And so I think that's probably going to even bring some more type of, struggle with that family.
Right.
On the forgiveness side, just kind of seeing him continue to live out his dream, make millions of dollars where their daughter or loved one is gone.
And then the Ruggs family feel like, well, he's paid his debts to society.
Right.
He's done what he needed to do. He's feeling, remorse for his actions in that particular situations. But the other side of the family that was really affected by it is never going to be able to say, like, look, we can move on from this particular situation.
How you feel about it, Mark?
Ooh, I was gonna just put a question on there real quick, man.
Go ahead, man.
There's always what, 2 or even 3 sides to a story, right?
Right, yeah.
You got side A, side B, and you got
The truth.
right?
Right, the truth, right, yeah.
I mean, at what point, and we talking about this off air, but at what point does something become completely unforgivable, or should forgiveness be conditional with nothing?
Yeah.
Right? I think honestly depends on what we're talking about, what actually happened, why did you choose to do that act, and then who all's involved in it.
Yeah,
So, I
no
mean,
doubt. Without getting too preachy and stuff like that, Jimmy Mack, man, you know what I'm saying? We just mere men, you know what I'm saying? They were created from, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you believe in, whether it's aliens, whether you got a higher power, whether you believe in, you know what I'm saying, a different, Jehovah, you know what I'm saying? Anything like that.
Yeah.
It's something else that, you know what I'm saying, brought us to this earth and brought us to our particular situation. And
Right.
who are we to not forgive in particular situation? You know, J-Man?
That's what I'm saying, because I'm 41 and
It's a blessing, bro.
it is, man. And I'm telling you, man, I'm in a different mind space now. So
Right.
it's like what JB says. I'm spot on. Like, I never had to deal with that,
Right.
but I've grown spiritually, and I've grown because 10 years ago,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd have been spot on. I ain't forgiving nobody.
Yeah.
I'm out for blood. But then as I got older, I'm like, what's the benefit? I get my revenge, but now it's gonna come back on me.
Right.
It's like a domino effect. Like,
Now you harboring all those
I'm harboring everything else now. And then,
those feelings.
like, for instance, I give you one. Like, it's not murder in this sense, but car accidents. I don't know why I even thought about that, but my god brother, man, he was killed in a car accident. 19.
Wow.
Speeding.
Dang.
He was speeding.
He was speeding.
He was speeding.
Oh.
And lost control of his car. You know, in South Carolina, those two-way streets. One side, that's it.
Little rural roads.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
back roads in South Carolina, and no debris, nothing like that. Lost control. The car just kind of, failed on him, and now he's gone. So then it's like people say, well, they want to, they don't know where to direct their anger.
Right, yeah.
But my thing is, why have the anger? Because what is the benefit? That's where I am now. But of course, back then it's like, man, I'm mad. But who are you going to be mad at?
Right.
He ain't here. You know what I'm saying? So now you're just trying to find someone to be mad. Oh, now you're going to go find that mechanic that last worked on the car. Why, so now you're trying to just deflect. When now I'm in this space of like, let's take a step back and just be thankful for the life that you have. That whole mentality.
And I've seen people, J Mac too, that's just like, even like the most religious person, like question why they particular person they died here, a particular person they believe in. Why would you let this happen to this particular person? Like, why would you take them from us at this particular time, And question their, what I'm saying, religion or whatever they believe in.
And they have a right, everyone has a right to ask questions.
Right.
Everybody has a right. But, not trying to take out the whole thing with spirituality here,
Right, yeah.
but God has a right to not answer you. Because he's in control of everything. And I've learned over the last few months, really, really intently, that God allows things to happen to draw you closer to Him. Everything.
For a reason.
In the spiritual realm, now, if you're a believer of God, then you can follow where I'm going with that. But He's doing it because He's trying to get you to see something that you probably didn't see before, or probably something that you took your eyes off of, or didn't take, close attention to. So, and Satan, the devil, is the ruler. He's the prince of the earth.
Right.
But God is, the ruler of the entire world. So He allows things to happen. The devil can't do anything that God don't already know. So it's like
I won't allow him to do.
allowed to do. Like He already knows everybody's date
Right.
on when they're leaving this world.
Right.
It's surprising to us, but it's not to Him. So like you die at 19. What about people with diseases?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Are you gonna be forgiving to the doctor? Is it the doctor's fault? That he didn't do enough. Did you have people like that? You didn't do enough.
Right.
You didn't do enough. You didn't do enough. For this medication, you know how we are. We think we're doctors because we get on Google. We go, what's it,
WebMD.
WebMD.
Right, yeah.
Oh, we know everything.
We know everything. Right.
Like, no, man, look, they say I got this. Like, bro, come on,
Man, now
Like,
you
know what I'm
diagnosing
saying?
yourself.
So,
Now you feel like,
you see how you can go down this rabbit
Right.
hole of like trying to be mad and I think the ultimate thing is like, I mean, I'm human, man. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. I'm gonna be angry, but at the same time, like I'm thinking about my health. Like, what is that benefiting me if I, for periods of time, harbor this?
Right.
I get it.
Right.
I get it. Fresh off of it, yes.
Yeah.
A day or two, a day or three, yes. But months,
Right.
weeks, years later, I'm still harboring whatever it is.
Right.
Like, at some point, I gotta look in the mirror.
And then Mark and J Mac and Mike, JB, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how you feel. I'm a criminal justice man, so I watch all this stuff, man. My wife, like, you watch all that stuff, Fatal Attraction and
ID channel and all that stuff, right?
And I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? I want y'all to chime in too. Y'all tell me how you feel, man. But a lot of situations you know what I'm saying, it's like, well, the family didn't want to have to go through the trial and have to relive what happened to their, loved one and stuff like that. So they took a plea deal and was okay with them accepting, 20 years for the life of their, loved one and stuff like that. And a lot of times I'd be like, man, I don't feel like that's like just, man. But just to speak with, you know what I'm saying, not to get, like J Max said, not to get too biblical or anything like that. Just a microcosm of how are you able to say, like, okay, this is justification for my loved one losing their life or whatever the situation may be. This punishment is okay with me. How do y'all, you know what I'm saying, feel about that?
What do you say to that?
Right. Yeah. Like, how do you
Because
like,
what justifies?
I feel like none of us have really experienced that, but if you were in a situation where the person was like, okay, we understand you lost your loved one in this particular situation, JB, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? They're willing to take a plea deal and take these 20 years so you don't have to relive or go through another trial where you have to hear about the situation with your particular family member losing their life or, you know what I'm saying, anything like that.
Right.
And it's like, and a lot of them be like, when I see these stories, a lot of them be like, that wasn't enough time, or, they'll be able to still live and breathe, but my person is not here. Or they'll get out and they'll still be able to, you know what I'm saying, have a family and do these things, but my loved one is not able to have that, wasn't able to afford those luxuries and stuff like that. Then a lot of people always have, like the people, the defendants and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, express their, deepest remorse for what happened and, you know what I'm saying, beg for, you know what I'm saying, their pardon and stuff like that.
Right.
But to me, you know what I'm saying, it's just like, it's two sides to the story. Who are you to take somebody's life, and then who am I to be like condemning you for taking that particular person's life?
Right.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just gonna keep going because we could stay.
My bad.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
My bad.
Go ahead.
And I got a question.
Go ahead, man.
Just back to the forgiveness point. And
Yeah,
like I said,
yeah.
we know what spiritually and kind of what the Bible kind of says about
Right.
forgiveness and everything.
Right.
But just want to throw this question out to you all. In the sense of, and let's just say, someone steals money from you.
Yeah.
Or either way. They do it one time, you forgive them.
Right.
Like, hey, this, and that. Situation happens again. Same thing. You forgave him the first time. How do you deal with forgiveness again on the same act?
Oh,
Yeah.
How would you all in a sense of money, like them just stealing your money? How do you
It's time
how
for
would you all
ass
kind of go
whooping,
about
man.
that?
Ain't no forgave you one time. Now I need a fade, respectfully.
But just remember as a whole, God forgives.
Right.
Jesus forgives.
I done
Any
turned the cheek
situation.
one time, JB. Like, now you want me, because now I feel like you trying me. Like, you know what I'm saying? He
Fool
gonna
me-
forgive
fool me
again.
one time, shame-
Right, yeah.
shame
man.
on
you.
What they say, what the old say, fool me once, shame on me.
Fool me
twice.
fool me once, shame on you.
You
Fool me
fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah,
That's it.
Fool
right.
me 3 times, now I gotta get the, you know what I'm saying, fuck the peace sign. I need the
Right.
No, I'm with you on that. I think,
Second time around, man,
yeah.
it gets harder.
Right,
It gets
yeah,
harder.
fact.
It gets harder, but I ain't no but. It gets harder. It does get harder, but there is a but. I said
Right.
but,
There's
but
always a
there is
but,
a
bro.
but.
Right,
There's
yeah.
always a but.
But at the same time, I think about other ways that I could help that person.
Right.
You know, it may not come directly from me. I may be able to be somebody else be a source for them.
Right, resources.
Right.
Yeah, a resource for them. Thank you. But yeah, like if I'm the kind of guy like I would do the 2 times, but that
The third time?
Third time.
That's it. No.
I can't help you no
All
more.
bets off.
So that's the thing.
sorry.
So let's go Big Mike real quick, man. Like just
Mike.
is there a line, bro, that you have and you draw in the sand,
Right.
where somebody, a stranger or somebody close to you, screws you once, comes in and screws you again, right? Where do you draw the line and say, look, man, I'm done. I can't do this no more. I'm moving on. This is what it is. Let them be by. What you think?
Yeah, I think for me, it kind of circles back to that old adage of, you know what I'm saying, I can forgive you, but I forgive, but I don't forget. And
Right.
what that looks like is you'll always get forgiveness because that's just the creed and the faith that I am affiliated with. That's just what we're supposed to do because that's the same extension of grace that
Right.
that God gives to us. So, but for me though, like you'll get forgiveness, but I have to sort of kind of like reconfigure like where your placement would be, and so whatever the offense may have been, I wouldn't put you in the same position to commit that same offense again.
Right.
You're still forgiven.
You change
It's
how
more or
you
less
move.
Right.
You're
Facts.
pocketed a little differently, and that doesn't mean I'm interacting or engaging with you any less, but
Right.
it's just like I don't know, if you were a murderer, and I forgive you for the murder, but I just wouldn't put you in an environment or in a situation that
do that act.
allowed you to, or that will allow you to commit the same offense again. Like that's kind of how I would look at it. But you
Right.
still forget. I just can't forget. I just can't forget. So
Right.
that's kind of how I'm at.
And I think it's biblically it's they ask Jesus, well, how many times am I supposed to forgive?
Right.
7 times 70. 7 times 7. He said, 7 times 70. So the idea is that you continuously forgive.
Right.
Not saying that you forget. It's not about forgetting and be like you never knew it happened.
Right.
It's forgetting about what they did in that present moment and forgiving them and in hopes to move on. But it's still in the back of your mind because God wants you to keep it there. It's common sense. Be like, hey, if it happens again, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
I know, like Mike is saying, like you don't want to put yourself in that situation again. Like if you know that you got into an argument with such and such and it was unforgivable, then the next time it happens, you're already thinking about, well, what happened last time? I don't want that to happen again.
Again,
So
right, yeah.
I'm not going to even talk about that next time. So it's like Mike is saying, you move different. You got to pivot.
Right.
It's not so much about walking on eggshells. It's,
Right.
it's more about just being cautious and really for your mental health,
Right.
as well. So
Right. So then we take it to a lighter level, man. So we drill down. we drill it down to a local level, man. Like how do y'all like say okay, me and JB, for the viewers out there, you know what I'm saying? We family, man. You know what I'm saying? We both, married into the family and stuff like that. So if I say JB, man, I'm really down bad. I'm hurting. JB, I need to hold $500, right? So this is January. January what? What's today's day? January 8th. What's today, Jay?
18.
18th. So January 18th, right? So I borrowed $500 from JB, right? JB, I tell JB, I got you, man. Give me 2 weeks. Okay, so it rolled around to be May. You know what I'm saying? JB's like, yo, Z-Man, not to be a
Right.
baller, you know what I'm saying? Not to
Yeah.
be a baller, ain't man, but you know what I'm saying? My bread, you know,
Can we get
you got my $500, and I'll be like, hey man, you worry about that little $500? I thought we were supposed to be family, you know what I'm saying? So now, you know what I'm saying? Now, I can't, you know what I'm saying? JB like, oh man, that's still my money, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
you
right.
talking
You
about a
told me
little
to give me
$500, like,
Right.
now I'm on the other hand, like, yo, you pressing me about this little bit of money that we supposed to be family, man. So now I roll around and be like, you know what I'm saying, Thanksgiving time. And Jay be like, yo, you got my $500. Like, Jay, you still pressing me about this $500? Like, how would you feel, Jay, like in that situation? Like, somebody that you supposed to be close with and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Have a respect level.
right, yeah, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
They
saying?
just
They
straight
not
up
trying
just-
to, you know what I'm saying, like, respect you or like, what's some forgiveness? Like, JB, I don't have it. Like, bro, you
Yeah.
keep coming at me like, you might as well wrap that $500. It's over. You might have counted that as an L. How do you respond to that, JB?
It's tough. It's tough. First of all, about Thanksgiving, it ain't gonna be $500 no more. I'm charging. Hey, the price is it's interest on that thing.
Today's right.
It's not. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm the type of person that before I loan anybody any type of money or anything, I definitely see what's the need, how I
Right.
can be a help.
Right.
I just want to have that conversation
Beyond that,
Yeah,
right?
Right, yeah, fact.
about where it's going and everything, and then like I said, I'm the type to just check in. Like I
Right.
said, if I'm every few weeks I'm gonna check in.
Without bringing it up.
I'm gonna check in.
I see you got a new James that came out, bro.
Make sure,
got
make
the
sure
breeze,
I'm not forgotten.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand like family, stuff kind of gets,
Yeah.
sometimes relationships are ruined
Yeah.
over those type of things.
Finance is real, bro.
Over finances, and like I said, I've seen it happen with some family members. So,
Yeah.
It's hard.
tough.
Yeah,
It's hard, Jay, man. You know what I'm saying? You seeing like, JB know, man, like we always have family functions and you see him on with a fresh pair of shoes and then in the back of your mind, you like, man, you just owe me $500.
my shoes right there.
I was just thinking, I was like, yo, if you lend me money, and I'm like, here's Thanksgiving, and you hosting, and you done got the whole spread.
Oh, you got to spread, man. You got to spread, man.
I know that costs some.
Yeah.
That costs some money right
Right.
there, bro. So I mean, at the same time, I learned from my pastor, man. He was like, he talked about forgiveness one night. He was like, at some point you just gotta, take it as an L.
Yeah,
Right.
at
And
some
be like,
point.
You know what?
Yeah.
Not again.
Right, yeah, you
You know
won't
what
get
I'm
me
saying?
again.
That's
It's
it.
a life
Learn,
lesson.
life version,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Mark, you probably know this too, man. Like, and Mike too, man. Like, my OGs and my people always told me, never loan out amount of money that you're not prepared to ever get back.
To lose.
So,
That's
you know what
it,
I'm saying?
to
So
lose.
once
That's
you
it.
know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
it. There you go.
that stuff right there will drive you up a wall and it'll eat you up and it'll
That's it.
turn you into a
That's
whole
it.
nother person.
nother-
Looking
That's
at that person differently, like, look, man, like, look, every little thing, like, on social media, like, this man, he got on,
drive you crazy,
He out there living, man.
they out of town or something like that.
Right,
They supposed to be
right.
he still ain't gave my $500
That's
back.
it.
He in Punta Cana?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That jealousy or that rage is now been transferred onto you for this particular person not doing what you know what I'm saying you expected them to do.
So,
you know?
so question then: are there levels of forgiveness depending upon your community, meaning friendship, your friends versus your family,
Yeah,
or should it be?
across the board should be across the board, right?
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
man,
I
you know
think-
what I'm
get what I'm
saying.
asking?
Let me put this out. I think that it hits different, right?
Versus
Yeah.
Depending on who broke that promise to you.
Right, yeah.
Broke that forgiveness factor, right? I think it just depends on who it is because let's just say if your mama, right? If Mom Dukes, she said she can't say, you know what, son, I need you to do this for me.
Right.
And when we talking about money, we talking about, let's just say she wanted you to come and do something lie for her on the book.
Ooh-wee, yeah.
Right? Otherwise she going clink, she going
Right,
in.
yeah.
Son, I need you to be my alibi.
Right.
She did something off the wall.
Right,
Whatever her reason was,
whatever it is.
son, I need you to say you was with me this day.
Right.
Bail me out.
Would
No
you do
questions
it?
asked.
Would you do it? One and two, if you in agreement throwing on the bus by your mama after the fact, how would you take that?
Man, that's deep right there. That's my
Bro, I mean, there's levels to it, right? There's levels to it, bro. Because
You
if
only
my
get
dudes,
one of them. They say you only get one of them, man.
hey, look, man.
Man, I'm just thinking about the time. I'm thinking about the time. My pops, man. My pops, he literally he got to a point in his life where times get hard. And
Right.
I was a grown man living on my own at the time, and he would come to me and be like, can you help me out a little bit? You know, because he was in between jobs at the time. You know, it was a rough spot for him, but you would never know it because my pops had that demeanor of like
Everything's okay.
everything's okay because you know you don't want everybody in your business,
Right? Yeah.
You know, so he would come to me and he was like, "Look, I'm not, you know, I'm your daddy. I've always taken care of you." He never threw it in my face,
Right? Yeah.
like you supposed to take care of me kind of thing. But he was like, "Hey, listen."
But there are some family members who will.
They will. Like, look, man,
Like, you owe me this.
They'll,
Right,
hold,
yeah,
they'll hold that against you.
Right.
But he was like, "Listen, I'll." But I guess it's another layer to what you're talking about. He always prefaced it by saying, "Look, I'm gonna get it back to you. I don't know when,
But you'll
I
get
don't
it
know
back.
how, but it'll come back.
he said, but you got my word that I'm gonna get it back to you.
Right.
You know, but then again, you talked about relationships. It's my father.
Right? Yeah.
That's it.
You know, to me, is no amount of money, honest to God truth, I'm gonna stress my daddy about.
Right? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or any of my family members, you know, I mean, that I'm tight with.
Right? Yeah.
Because, you know, now that's the key, that I'm tight with.
There
you
You
go.
know what I'm saying?
There you
You know what
go.
I'm saying?
Not Pookie,
I will be like
Right.
JB, like, hey, listen.
Hey man, I gave you $500 6 months ago.
Man. Like, why you ain't stressing her? Like, don't worry about her, man. I'm talking to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you, man.
Right.
But like, what do you do? What do you do in terms of like when you have a situation? It may not be in your household, but you know, we all have, you know, people that we enjoy watching on movies or music.
Right? Yeah.
You know,
And then Mike, you know what I'm saying, for you, man, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you well established, man, not just, you know what I'm saying, blow your own horn and stuff like that. And, you know, you got extended family members and stuff like that. Like, to tell people, other people will tell people, like, hey, man, you know, Mike got it. He, you know what I'm saying, if you hurting, holler at Mike. He can help you out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And how do you handle those type situations, Mike?
Man, you know, it happens early and often, man. And, I mean, you hit the nail on the head.
Heavy as the
it's
head,
almost like a game of telephone, and it spreads like wildfire. As far as how it's handled, you know, it's hard for me because, like, you know, I may not necessarily like consider myself a nice guy, but I'm a good guy, you know. And so, like, it's hard to. One challenge I usually have is, you know, saying no. And so that's always been a challenge for me. But it came to a point where I started to see people becoming opportunists, and so that kind of sort of like, you know, level set me, you know, and kind of like gave me enough vigor to actually, like, you know, just candidly say no, I can, or I can't at the moment, or, you know, defer to another means of potentially trying to help. If it's not like monetarily speaking, then, you know, I mean, shit, it could be a prayer for you, or, you know,
Right.
you know, direct you to another, you know,
pray
source
for you,
or
bro.
the means to
I got
potentially
you.
help. But,
On my
like,
prayer
you know,
list.
because I found myself becoming like stretched very, 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 very thin. You know, when you know, are looked at as that go-to person, you know, in the time of distress. But the challenge for me in the past has usually been just being able to kind of like just muster up the ability to say no. You know?
Right, yeah, and then a lot of people will prey on that too, man, and try and make you feel guilty. Like, Mike, I never asked you for anything. I need you this one time. I really, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, man, I'm really in a bind. I wouldn't ask if I didn't really have to, but I really need you to come through for me right now, man.
Literally just happened yesterday, man.
Ooh.
Literally just happened yesterday. I had a homeboy. He's moving. He's trying to like liquidate his home because he's like, he needs like, you know, some cash, and he needed some assistance with the movers. But he hit that same line, you know, in 17 years, you know, I've never asked you for anything, and this is like, you know, serious.
Hey, man.
Damn, bro.
That time card, right, yeah.
Yeah, it was a wild
Miss
card,
me
but he
with
hit me
that,
with
man.
that. You know, in 17 years, I never asked you for anything, so you know it's pretty serious. But if you can't, you can't, and I get it. Then, you know, kind of segue into the whole guilt thing. You know, well, I understand if you can't, man. It's all right. I'll figure it out. You know, I'll just figure it out. And then it's like, oh man.
Oh, man.
He said, I don't know how to figure it out, but I'll figure it out.
Right, yeah,
man.
because I want you to figure it out. I'm leading you into that.
Yeah.
I hope you're getting what I'm putting down.
It's like, all right, man. You know, like, but I don't know, man. You know, sometimes well, people know how to play off of that, man.
Right, yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Whether it be
Yeah, love
LBs, you know what I'm saying,
The
or
ones
whatever,
closest to you, yeah.
closest family to you. Like, look, man, I really need you to come through for me, Jimmy Mack, man. I know I might be taking food off your family's table, but for me right now, I'm in a bad situation. I'm in a bind, J Mac. I need you.
Hey,
Where did they follow up with? But God gonna bless you though.
Yeah. On the other end, you gonna get you get it on the back end.
What you talking about?
But right now, I'm figuring out how I'm gonna put food on my family table because I done gave you this amount of money, and now I gotta answer to somebody else like why we ain't got it.
God go bless me. Go talk to him. You go talk to him.
Man.
Listen, man. Like at some point, and also I think another layer to this is, forgiving yourself.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't think many people think of that aspect
Of the forgiveness.
You know, like Mike, I thought about it because what Mike was saying is like you feel this guilt of not helping somebody,
Right.
and it becomes a trend in a sense. Like one time you go to JB, like, man, I want to help you, but I ain't got it. And then you see that person struggle,
Right.
and then you feel some type of way because had you moved differently, you might have been able to help.
Right,
them.
yeah.
And then somebody else come to you another month, and it's the same thing. Like I ain't got it, but then they see how you moving, or they see the end result of what you have, and then they're like, well, JB got it. I mean,
Right, yeah, man.
Look what he got, and they like,
JB,
you don't know
he
what
doing well
happened.
for
You don't
kids
know.
and stuff like that. They
You
doing
don't
well.
know.
They
Right.
good, man.
So at some point, like I know for me, I have to forgive myself on a lot of
Right.
things. It's like
Give
listen,
us some
man.
grace, don't you?
Just
Yeah,
give
I
you
gotta
hey
show
grace.
myself
Give me
some
like
grace,
hey,
man.
Mark hit the nail on the head, man. All the people like I said, man, pray on your your
you're down for it.
vulnerabilities and stuff like that. Like JB, man, like look, man, I'm your LB. I need you, bro. Like look, man, I'm short on my rent. Like these folks about to kick me out if I just need $700 right now. I got you. You know I got you, bro. Like, but if I don't get this, man, I'm gonna be out on the street, man. It's
I'm gonna be right
on
there
the
with
street
you.
right there, man.
Hey, what you do though, bro? Look, bro, you got 10 LBs, bro. I'm gonna give you a hundo. I'm gonna give you a hundo.
Everybody can
Hey,
there you go.
pass that head around, bro.
There you go.
That's all I got for
JB
you.
said I'm about to start on the group chat.
There you go, bro.
That's
Fire up
it.
the
Hey,
group chat.
LB need help, bro.
There you
Pass
go.
it. Yeah, that's it.
Right.
SOS.
Right.
Right.
Hey,
You gotta loop me in for the whole bid.
Mike,
man.
the
Look, pass it.
snowstorm about to come through. It's about to be Arctic. I can't be out on the streets. I just need y'all help, man. On the shield, man. I need y'all right now. I need y'all, bro.
I mean, what do you do like in terms of like the reason why I asked about levels of forgiveness, because for some reason, not us, but in totality, man, this world puts levels on people's titles.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, like, for instance, like, with all the polarizing figures, we put levels on forgiveness for them. Like, how could they do that?
Right.
They are X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, bro, I get that, but at the same time, they are human.
Right.
Like, you wouldn't give them that same energy if they were regular folk like us.
Jim Bob next door.
Right. Yeah. Fact.
So why is it, in your estimation, why is it that we put levels on them in terms of...
Put people on different pedestals and stuff.
But they
like
say
that. Like,
expectation changes.
Yeah. Fact.
Right? The higher you go,
It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Supposed
I
to
know,
move
I know we're running up against time,
Exactly.
man, but I don't know if I need to say it because we run up against time, man. But you know what I'm saying? Some people, JB, how they feel about R. Kelly and stuff like that. They can't, like, some people, like, condemn you for still listening to R. Kelly in your car and stuff like that. And they can't separate the man from the music. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like...
It's like, I'm not supporting his act,
Right, yeah.
but you, like you say, you can't filter out the music versus the
The person, because
like,
they
you
one and
can't,
the
you
same.
can't deny his greatness.
Right, yeah.
The man is
In
great.
one area.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, he did some stuff that is
Right.
ridiculous.
Mind boggling. Right.
Mind-boggling, yes.
Right.
But at the same time, like you just still can't discredit his greatness.
Nah,
in
he's
music.
genius. Yeah.
But at the same time, like, are we giving him help?
Right,
Like,
so, hey,
instead of just
so-
pointing the finger at him and throwing the what is it, the gamut at him?
Right.
Like, who's helping him? You know what I'm saying?
So then look this real quick, J-Mac, and I'm done. I promise y'all. I'm
What's
done.
up?
But you know what I'm saying? This is not, like you said, we don't want to get too heavy biblical and stuff like that because, our viewers and stuff like that. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, God gave him this talent, right? To be one of the, you know what I'm saying, greatest.
One of the greatest.
You know what I'm
Greats,
saying?
man.
Performers of his, you know what I'm saying, of our lifetime, his lifetime, stuff like that. So is it a test for us? It's like, you know what I'm saying, like, can we separate the man from the actual, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying,
people
JB,
can.
like what I'm saying? Like,
people
like
can.
man, like this person has so much genius in him, but he's also doing, you know what I'm saying, what we consider like, you know what I'm saying, Satan's work, or you know what I'm saying, that would like, you know what I'm saying, like, how does that all
It's
equal?
it's no different than like us, regular folk. Like
Right.
they see how we move, and then they see us go someplace that they can't believe that we would go
Right,
to.
yeah, like, yeah.
So it's no different, man. It's like everybody's gonna have an expectation of you.
Is it like even when we see on the news and stuff like that, and it's like whatever the situation may be, famed coach or beloved coach does, you know what I'm saying, X, Y, Z. It's like some people in the community be like, I can't believe he would do, like, I love him. You know what I'm saying?
Happens every day to,
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
average
yeah.
person.
That
Right,
to me,
fact.
that to me is one level of that is we put too much faith in people.
And man, right?
You know what I'm saying? And we shouldn't do that.
And then, you know what I'm saying, it's just like, Whatever you believe in, whatever deity you believe in, it's like, look, man, you put all your faith in man, but look what he's actually doing. What you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't think he was doing, but he's actually.
You're going to fall short every time. You're going to fall short every time.
Right.
So I'm getting the sense that on the local level, there are levels to forgiveness.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you hit
Should
the
there
nail on the
be?
head.
I don't think so, but there are.
Subjective, right?
And right, subjectively,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
and I think it's because we want to guard ourselves. We put like those guardrails up,
How much you got tied to?
Right, yeah.
so that you don't feel that particular hurt again.
Right.
So that is respectable, but at the same time, you would want the same in return. So
doubt.
whatever, because nobody lives perfectly. Like right now, you got a good week going, but who's to say the next week you might lose your top?
The shoe be on
You
the
know
other
what I'm saying?
foot.
Right.
You might need that
Who-
particular person to show you grace, and you know what I'm
That's what I'm
saying.
saying. Who's to say you might end up, God forbid, you might be the one in the car accident and hurt somebody.
Right.
And you just went off on somebody who hurt your significant other or your friend or your family member, and now you're the one. You know what I'm saying? So it goes back
What
and
we
forth.
talked to earlier, J Mac, where you the actual person that was able to, you know what I'm saying, assist another person, but then the next week come and now you need that person's hand, and you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you never know. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Gotta
They
be-
always told me, man, be careful of, you know what I'm saying, who you step on trying to get to another level, because you
it.
never know who you might need on the way back down. You know what I'm saying?
Tell you, man.
Straight up.
Absolutely.
That's it.
That's a good way to end it right there.
Hey man, I want to say one more thing before we let it ride.
Let's
out,
go, man. What you got?
I've heard somebody say before that when somebody asking for forgiveness, say, look, I just want an apology. I just want an apology. But they said, well, apology for you, not for me.
Woo!
That's
Wee,
facts.
that's,
You know what I'm saying?
facts.
So
So true, man.
Straight
how
up.
do we separate what the intent is for what forgiveness should be about?
No doubt. Ooh-wee.
That's
something
it.
to chew
I
on,
just want
for
y'all-
real.
I just
That's
wanna marinate
something to
on that.
chew. Hey
That's
man, he
Listen.
always comes through. Hey, drop a bomb for J Mac in the hood, man.
He ain't lying because 60% of Americans believe that in order for them to forgive somebody, they need an apology or changes being made first. But who's the apology for?
For you.
Lee. That's like that D-Wade, LeBron.
That's what you said you
alley-oop,
need, right?
Man, right there, man. That was crazy. Y'all into that?
60%.
Hey, JB, man, we
got
we
work
gonna
to
shoot
do.
some more episodes. You gonna come through and hang out with us again, JB? Because hey, Mike, what's up, man? You coming back? How long you in Chocolate City? Can we hold JB hostage for another episode? Or what's up?
Hey man, yeah, I definitely be back by episode. I don't know, maybe by the 10th episode.
With
said
that
he don't know.
being-
He
you're
was
right,
talking
yeah. So with that being said, JB, you willing to do another episode with us,
I'm here,
man?
baby.
Hey, we got time, man.
Hey, there it is.
do it, man.
And
And
there
y'all
it
can
is.
check
Appreciate
out
y'all.
on YouTube, now TikTok,
Oh man.
Instagram. We gonna get a
Yeah,
thread.
man, we gonna get threads and all that. We gonna say whatever the tree is. We going.
We'll figure it out.
Hey,
man.
but fellas, before we sign out, man,
up?
I know we've been talking about forgiveness in the level, so y'all gonna have to, forgive me for this one, but from Chocolate City, man, I think we need to take a shot, man, for the second episode of the year. So if y'all got y'all cups, y'all drinks,
All right.
Hey,
All right.
Rick
there it
Ross
is.
and Mike, 25, fellas.
Hey man, Alexis, man,
25,
that we made it. We still here, 2025, no doubt.
We're going on 3 years, man.
Salute.
Yes, sir.
Hey, wait, before you hit it, J man, smash that subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? Follow, like,
Right.
all
Comment,
that.
comment.
All of it.
What y'all think
all
about
of it, man. We here for all of it, man.
All of it.